everybody, it's Sarah, and today I want to share with you 10 books that I think are going to be 5-star reads. I usually do not do 5-star predictions because I don't give 5 stars out that often anymore unless it's like in series and from authors that I truly love. So like that's what most of these predictions are from, actually. Because for me to give a book 5 stars, I just kind of have to know that this book is going to stay with me, and it's just like not that easy to like know when you first finish a book. So anyway, I have 10 books that I think are gonna 5-star prediction. I put them all in kind of different groups, and so let me just start. The first one is kind of going to be sequels to series that I already know and love, although the first one I don't love yet. I like it, but I don't love it, and that is The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. And I do not have a specific book, but there's like 15 books in that series. I intend to finish the series this year, hopefully, fingers crossed, and there has to be at least one 5-star read in there. So like, it's just, this is just on pure belief. I don't feel like there's a 5-star book in there yet, but there has to be. Next, I have The Silver Serpent by Roshani Chokshi, which is the sequel to The Gilded Wolves, and I absolutely love The Gilded Wolves, which was kind of an ensemble heist story set in fin de siècle Paris. I absolutely love the atmosphere, I love the characters, and if those two factors stay the same, like, this is definitely going to be a 5-star book. And usually I do not have the highest hopes for sequels. Usually sequels are like my least liked in a series, but I feel it that this book is going to be just even better than the first one. Then after that I have Unraveled at Dusk by Elizabeth Lim, which is the sequel to Spin the Dawn and the second book in the Blood of the Stars series. This is a Mulan retelling, but our main character doesn't want to be a warrior, she wants to be a tailor. And just from where the last book left off, I think the plot of this book is just going to be amazing. And I'm going to absolutely love it. There's going to be a lot of hurt, there's going to be a lot of angst, and just, I have a good feeling when it comes to Unravel the Dusk. Then I have Rhythm of War, which is the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive series. This title is still subject to change, and the Stormlight Archive series is just such an epic, amazing series. And I know a lot of people weren't exactly disappointed by the 3rd book, but they didn't think that it was as well done as the 2 before that. I didn't necessarily think that. I thought it was like kind of on par with the 2nd book, although the 1st book still is my favorite in that series. And a lot of people put it down to middle book syndrome, since the Stormlight Archive is a 10-book series that is written into 5-book arcs. So the 3rd book literally was the middle of the 1st arc of the Stormlight Archived, and I think we're just gonna gain momentum in the 4th book, since there's then only 1 book left to finish that 1st arc. And I think I can feel it. Book 4 is going to be really amazing. I think we're gonna get some answers to some stuff. We're gonna have some hurt feelings, because apparently there's gonna be pain in that book, and I just think it's gonna be amazing, honestly. Then the last sequel that I have is Queen's Bargain by Anne Bishop, which is the newest and also the 10th book in the Black Jewel series. And the reason why I think this isn't going to disappoint me is because from the summary it sounds like this is going to be very much, again, like family and central character focused, without like a big looming threat, which there hasn't really been since the first 3 books. And that's also what I love most about the Black Jewel series, is that while it is a high fantasy series, and it's a very epic high fantasy series, we don't usually get this like central character focus without like a big looming threat behind in high fantasy series. And I absolutely love that. But yeah, I'm just really excited. Next, we have books by authors that I already read and that I already loved. The first one is Lady Hotspur by Sir Gretchen. I read Queens of Inishlia in 2019. I didn't quite give it 5 stars, but I almost gave it 5 stars. I gave it 4.5 stars. And this is kind of set in the same world, but hundreds of years afterwards. It's also a Shakespearean retelling. Queens of Inishlia was a retelling of King Lear. This is going to be a retelling of, I think, Henry IV. And the reason why I think this is going to be a 5 stars is if this is just as good as Queens of Inishlia, then it's already gonna get 4.5 stars. But this one is gay, and everything that adds gay, I mean, I think there's like sapphic main characters, so like everything that adds queerness is most of the time like already, it gets bonus points because I really enjoyed it. Then I have Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and this might be cheating because I am already halfway through the book, but honestly this was a 5-star prediction anyway because I gave Circe, I think, 5 stars. Either 4.5 or 5 stars, and most people say that Song of Achilles, that they liked Song of Achilles better than Circe, so like I can't see this not being a 5-star. Although that depends on how much I hurt by the end. I'm already hurting. I've been hurting since I started this freaking book. Then I have Empire of the Vampire by J. Christoph, and first of all, just the name. Genius. I love this name. And the reason why I think this is a 5-star prediction is, first of all, I loved Nevernight. I loved the whole series, so that's already great. And second of all, the premise is like with evil vampires, so like horror vampires, and the world hasn't seen sunlight for years and years, so I can feel it in my bones. This is going to be a great book and I'm going to absolutely love it. And then I have 2 books where I do not really know what to expect yet, but I just think I'm gonna absolutely love this. The first one is Nightshine by Tessa Gretton, and I didn't put this with Lady Hotspur even though it's by the same author, because while Lady Hotspur is adult fantasy, this is YA, and I'm kind of like hesitant if like an author kind of branches out into another age group, even though I know Tessa Gretton originally comes from YA, but like I don't know what to expect from her in the YA genre yet. So that's what I mean. It's not a genre, in the YA age group. But Nightshine is explained as Howl's Moving Castle, but queer, and like, how can this not be a 5-star? How? You can't tell me this won't be a 5-star. And then the last book I have is Queen of Coin and Whispers by, I forgot writing down the author. So, but you have the picture here, you can see the author here. And the reason why I think this is a 5-star is because the premise just sounds absolutely amazing. And the premise basically is a queen who falls in love with her female spy master or assassin master or something like that, and like, mwah, chef's kiss. This is the premise that I want in 2020, so I just had to put it on here. Also, I was lacking a 10th book to make it 10 for my 5-star predictions. Anyway, that was it for this video. Tell me in the comments down below which 5-star predictions you have. Do you think any of the books that I said are gonna be 5 stars for you? Because of course it's always very subjective. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up and also maybe subscribe. All the links to my social media are in the description box down below, so go and check those out, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!